Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. Aphids aside,
yes.
Talk about the beech tree, and
okay.
Do you like them in the lawn?
I do. Well, now in the lawn, the answer is yes, but I would put it where it won't be any more than walked on with a mower once a week type of thing. Beech are very sensitive to soil compaction. They are, well, there's the American beech, which is the one that is in our woods. Ohio's woods, it's kind of a mixed thing because of the different areas of Ohio, but it's an oak, ash, beech, history of being the major populations. The ash, of course, is in very deep trouble, and now the beech are indeed being attacked by this aphid. It's been known for a long time. It usually is the kind of thing that comes and goes, but now, whatever the situation is, maybe it's weather, maybe it's, whatever it may be, the population has grown to the point of being a significant concern if you own a woods or if you're walking in a public woods, all of those things, because beech are beautiful trees. One of the things I get a kick out of, the young ones, after all of the crown, regardless of what kind of tree it is, including the big beech, after they have defoliated, you see these little sprigs, 6, 8, 10 feet tall, not much bigger than a fat pencil, standing there with their beautiful little golden leaves still attached to them. Mm-hmm. And this would be into December and January even. They, for whatever reason, they don't lose their leaves, until spring, but then until they've gained a little age. So it's kind of fun. If you know what you're looking at and you want to impress your passenger who doesn't know, you can say, "Oh, look at all the beech trees," because you can see the leaves on the little ones in the winter. That's very impressive to certain few people.
Oh, yeah.
Darn few, but at the same time.
Well, I know how to impress Fred now. If if we're walking out in the woods later on,
exactly.
I'll know what to do.
Exactly. Beech is a forest giant. They are on the weak wooded side. They belong in clusters more than as an individual tree. Now, there are also then the English elms, European beech that are not so subject to soil compaction problems and so on. There are several cultivars of them. They grow really well. And most of the time, when people are buying a beech tree at a nursery, they're buying one of the European type beeches. The American is hard to transplant, can certainly be done, but, let's just say, among other things, it would be a plant that you would, if you have it dug, you would dig it in the spring, move it then rather than the fall. You can grow them in containers. If you find little seedlings, put them in a 5-gallon bucket with holes in the bottom. You can grow them in that for a couple of years and so on. But as far as beech are concerned, forest giants, part of the natural forest, but then they don't like people moving in on them, even to the extent that kids cutting across a lot, and this is an actual story from many years ago, but kids cutting across a corner lot with a beech on it were actually starting to kill that tree. Now, they didn't ever touch the top of the tree. They were not being evil. They were just trying to get to school in a hurry. And they made a path that then, even at, I suppose, 60 to 90-pound kids were heel heavy, and they were packing the soil down and starting to actually kill that beech. So I would put it in less than a traffic area, and I probably would go for one of the types of beech that is in the European strain.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com